Hi ma'am and classmates, I am Elena Casarin together with Rance Robert Severo and Jason Panagsagan. We are the reporters of Group 5. In this topic, you will learn the interpersonal communication, the elements of interpersonal communication, the influence of internet, network, and other lecture included in this topic. What is interpersonal communication?
Interpersonal communication is often defined as communication that takes place between people who are interdependent and have some knowledge of each other. For example, a son and his father, an employer and an employee, two sisters, a teacher and a student, two lovers, two friends, and so on.
Ang interpersonal communication ay isang komunikasyon sa dalawa o higit pang tao. Isa ito sa mga pangunahing sangay ng pasalitang komunikasyon. Ang simpleng pakikipag-usap sa karaniwang tao at mag-anak ay mga halimbawa ng komunikasyong interpersonal. Maaaring pasalita, di pasalita, pasulat o pakikinig ang interpersonal na komunikasyon. What are the elements of interpersonal communication?
Interpersonal communication has 6 elements. Each element has a role to influence the attitudes and behaviors of others, create contacts, make friends, and maintain relationships, make sense of our world and better understand our experiences in it, express our personal needs and understand the needs of others.
These are the 6 elements of interpersonal communication.
Number 1. The sender. The sender is the individual who initiates a message and is also called the communicator or source of communication. A person, group, or organization with a meaning to share. The sender might be a speaker, a writer, or someone who merely gestured. Number 2 is the receiver. The receiver is the individual who decodes the message and tries to understand the source of the message. Receivers have to filter message based on their attitudes, beliefs, opinions, values, history, and prejudice. People will encode message through their 5 senses. Number 3. Encoding and decoding. Here's where the magic occurs. To transmit meaning, the sender must place meaning into a series of symbols representing concepts known to the receiver. While decoding process, symbols convert into concepts and ideas, meaning something to the receiver.
Channel. This interpersonal communication element refers to how the communication occurs. A message is sent and received through a specific channel or medium. Besides face-to-face communication, some of the most common communication channels in the workplace include emails and internet. Interference or noise in communication studies and information theory. Noise is defined as anything that interferes with the communication process between a speaker and an audience. It's also referred to as interference. Feedback consists of message the receiver returns which allows the sender to know how accurately the message has been received as well as the receivers react. The receiver may also respond to unintentional message as well as the intentional message.
How would you differentiate the internet and interpersonal communication?
The internet makes it possible for an ultimate number of people to communicate with one another freely and quickly in an open way. Just a century ago, this was unimaginable. An increasing number of couples come together, stay together, or break up with the aid or even as a consequence of social communication tools. There are even apps and social networks out there that are purposely designed to help people get together. Social media. Basically, communication skills are the way of talking with people. It is about how you communicate with the people in a business setting. On the other hand, interpersonal skills represent how you use your communication skill sets to communicate with your employees and the public.
What is network? A network consists of two or more computers that are linked in order to share resources, such as printers and CDs, exchange files, or allow electronic communications. The computers on a network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellites, or infrared light beam. What are the goals of network community? The main goal of networking is resource sharing, and it is to make all programs, data, and equipment available to anyone on the network without the regard of the physical location of the source and the user. A second goal is to provide high reliability, having alternative sources of supply. And for the last question, I asked this to some people to know how they make sure that their interpersonal communication is not being compromised by the internet. The question is, as internet users, how would you ensure that your interpersonal communication is not being compromised? According to her, as an internet user, I have an affirmation that my interpersonal communication is not being compromised in the way that I do manage my time and spending at cyber habits. Furthermore, I'm creating a strong foundation of socializing as well as interaction toward my peers. On behalf of the group, for us, as we are also an internet users, we are sure that our interpersonal communication is not comparable on how we uses internet because we believe that talking or interacting with each other in person is more fun than internet using social media platforms, and we are sure that our socializing is better than focusing on the internet. Here is the end of our topic. We hope that all of you have learned a lot in our topic. Thank you for watching and have a nice day ahead.